A very good afternoon to you all and welcome from me, Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, to UBC Lunchtime News this Tuesday, the 20th day of August 2024. We're coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. Now, the Office of the Prime Minister, in conjunction with Uganda Evaluation Association, UEA, has organized an evaluation week from the 19th, that was yesterday, to the 23rd of August 2024 at Uganda Management Institute. Under the theme, Development with Purpose, Empowering Accountable Learning for Achieving Development Goals and Enhancing Climate Resilience, the conference's objective is to explore and promote innovative evaluation practices that enhance learning and foster stronger synergies between local practitioners and international evaluation actors. Take a watch.
And the objectives of the conference are experience sharing, to create a platform where stakeholders can share experiences and insights from evaluations that contribute to reaching national targets and the National Development Program, and then the Sustainable Development Goals. The special focus will be given to building resilience against climate change. Innovative practices and objective 2 it is to explore and promote innovative evaluation practices that enhance learning and foster strong synergies between local practitioners and international evaluation actors. The third objective is on the conference will emphasize the transition from traditional accountability-centric evaluations to practice that prioritize learning and impact, as well as localizing evaluation approaches. The shift is critical for facilitating informed decision-making and improving the project and program service delivery.
And through the Uganda Evaluation Association, we thought putting emphasis on climate action, rather climate and resilience, putting a few papers there would highlight what has been done and what needs to be done more, even by government and the private sector, to improve the way we handle environmental challenges within this country.
Now, the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries has handed over 50 motorcycles to veterinary officers and extension workers in different districts of the country for disease monitoring. Now, the motorcycles were handed over by Minister Frank Tumwebaze together with Permanent Secretary Major General David Kasura Chomkama to aid in curbing foot and mouth disease.
Government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Agriculture, giving out these motorcycles. I appeal to the respective cows of the districts to use these tools of work efficiently. This is not for carrying manda, charcoal. This is not for border. I appeal to the resident commissioners, RDCs, the DSOs who monitor on behalf of the central government to look out. Yes, it would be funny that there is a disease outbreak in a sub-county and the motorbike is not there. It is taking some people for some other social activity private. That's actually the corruption. People think corruption is about getting paper money, but also diverting resources that are non-monetary. Even tools of work for your personal gain is corruption. So, as Maif, and sometimes people say, Maif, we don't see you in districts. We are not there physically as a ministry. At the district level, through decentralization, Maif is represented by the Department of Agriculture Production. Yes. And those people in the district sub-counties, though employed by the District Service Commission, they are our staff. We give them the extension grant every year. It is supposed to fuel these motorbikes. That's why when we send FMD vaccines, we don't expect them to charge the farmers. So really, let nobody say Sirina transport lwekwaso tetukyamwagala.
Mainly because we recognize the issue transboundary diseases, and we recognize the issue that by the time we get to these places, the disease has spread all over the country. So what we are trying to do is to quicken the process of getting the information about the disease and actually being able to react to this disease. That's why we are giving these motorcycles to the various DVOs, especially in the border districts, south and southwest. As you remember, we are giving to Ntungamo, we are giving to Isingiro, we are giving to Rakai, we are giving to, those districts.
Let's go to Arua now, where leaders have called upon students to embrace patriotism as a tool to promote socio-economic transformation of Uganda. It is argued that patriotic students do not strike in schools and never engage in unacceptable social activities. This was during the pass-out of over 1,000 patriots from 18 secondary schools in Arua City at an event that was presided over by Colonel Anatole Nwagira, the Director, Political Commissariat, Air Force.
The mission of patriotism is to inculcate values and norms of patriotism in students and youth of Uganda in order to develop resourceful, responsible, disciplined and resilient citizens who are loyal and ready to defend and transform Uganda. Such a training are taking place all over the country among all the students at all levels. A patriotic individual, first of all, I appeal to you patriots, is the one who has love for himself and have the sense of self-leadership. An ideological and patriotic youth or individual is an asset to herself or himself, an asset to the family, an asset to the school in which they are, an asset to West Nile, and an asset to the whole country. And therefore, those who refuse to bring students forward for patriotism are missing the point. That is, in other words, what we call ideological disorientation. It will be useless to have qualified engineers, to have qualified doctors, all elites without that spirit of patriotism that would make us united and strong to encounter current threats of neocolonialism and modern slavery.
After this, we are going now to train the ghetto. Arua City has a population of about 2,000 ghetto youth. We are going to train them ideologically to prepare them to be good citizens in this country. We are going to guard you jealously. Today will mark the end of hooliganism, especially during sports and games. We must now champion socio-economic transformation.
Now, all is set for the NRM Southern Africa Chapter Symposium to be held in Johannesburg, South Africa. According to Uganda's High Commissioner to South Africa, Paul Amoru, the conference aims to bring together Ugandans in Southern Africa in order to promote development of their country.
The
symposium of the NRM is going to build into the second leg of the Convention of the Confederation of Uganda and Southern Africa, which is also now slated for 19th to 21st of October. Whereas the symposium, the NRM Symposium, is 27th, 28th of September. He said that members of the diaspora are very, very key partners in the development of our country. Members of diaspora, the government is fully behind you, and so every day within the embassy we are dealing with the different issues that require support. Some of them really need more support beyond the documentation and all of that. So I think what Parliament did is good, and we'll look forward to having it spread out so that as embassies we are able to respond more efficiently, especially to those that may be in distress.
So we want to change the lives of our people through economic and commercial diplomacy. As the ambassador always say, that business to business, person to person, or people to people. So we want to see that this symposium really yield a lot of results. And this is about also the continuity of the president's visit, because the president is looking in investment areas, which we are also focused as a party. Indeed, we are ready to see that we harness more investors back home so that we create employment for our youth and our people.
Omukolo guno gwa 6 NRM Symposium.
11 minutes after the hour of 1 here in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now take a very short break, but when we do return, we'll be looking at the latest in business. Stay with us.
MTN ekutusako papa patetuwa musonga kulo mukaga nga 3 omwezi guno gwa 8 jangu kudamuzi wotakulaga backgrounds tunyumirwe ng'okuyingira jinja kuba emitwalo 2 naye tiketi wogigulira ku MTN Momo ogifuna ku mutwalo gumu ye ya VIP ya mitwalo 3 kati nno nyiga *165*2 noti hash oba kozesa Momo app weegulire tiketi yo ku MTN Momo ku bbeeyi rayisi tosubwa abayimbi bonna ab'e Kampala n'ab'e Busoga papapate netegekeddwa Douglas Rwanga ne kutuusibwako MTN.
Together we're unstoppable.
Sometimes, the pressure of paying taxes can feel overwhelming. The temptation to cut corners and under-declare your income may creep in. But before you make that choice, consider the cost. Under-declaring taxes might seem like an easy way out, but the consequences can be severe. URA offers resources and payment plans to help you manage your taxes. You can pay in installments if it's difficult to pay in full. Transparency is key. Avoid penalties and unexpected liabilities by reporting everything accurately. To report corruption, call URA on our toll-free lines. Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.
Uganda, are you ready to kick things up to the next level? The Uganda National Lottery brings you Sports Stake 10. Predict the results of 10 football games and win big. With tickets at only 500 shillings, join the fun and make your predictions count with Sports Stake 10. Sports Stake 10, your ticket to football glory.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Uganda fire! Endiba fire! Our fire! Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! Has Nabole Stadium opened its doors once again? Fire! While you were moving in, you were the 12th player. When Uganda Cranes needed you the most. Fire! Through our famous wins against Tubakunda and our unlucky losses, you stood firm, supporting even louder! Now, as Uganda Cranes take on South Africa and Congo this September, South Sudan in October, and play our second legs against South Africa and Congo in November, bring even more fire! Because with your support, Uganda Cranes is unstoppable! Uganda fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda Cranes. Together, we are unstoppable.
Sometimes, the pressure of paying taxes can feel overwhelming. The temptation to cut corners and underdeclare your income may creep in. But before you make that choice, consider the cost. Underdeclaring taxes might seem like an easy way out, but the consequences can be severe. URA offers resources and payment plans to help you manage your taxes. You can pay in installments if it's difficult to pay in full. Transparency is key. Avoid penalties and unexpected liabilities by reporting everything accurately. To report corruption, call URA on our toll-free lines. Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Welcome back from that break, and this is Lunchtime News here on UBC TV. I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Let's have a look now at the latest in business. Rising temperatures and changing weather patterns are a major cause of low crop yield due to water scarcity caused by drought. And according to Dan Mata Sengova, a plant scientist with Fedena Products, the weather challenges can be overcome by the adoption of modified products. Take a watch.
My name is Sengova Rahmat from Fedena Foods, Uganda. I do thrive into breeding nutrition and organic modified plants like cassava, chili, hot pepper. Then we thrive cassava. We have cassava variety called Mantabunia H14. It takes only 6 months. We plant it at bending at an angle of 45 degrees, facing where the sun rays from. It takes only 6 months and it can last in the soil for more than 2 years. Yes, then we are also dealing in export products like chili, hot pepper, garden egg. Yes. What's new is this product. It is tolerant. It can resist and thrive into diseases and pests. And also the way we leave it tolerant, it also can resist the severity of drought.
World news now, and we begin in the U.S., where U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announced Monday that Israel confirmed its support for a proposal to achieve a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. The top U.S. diplomat urged Hamas to back the proposal as well, saying it would help alleviate the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza.
Israel is on board with a proposal presented last week that bridges the remaining differences to reach a ceasefire in its war with Hamas. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made the announcement Monday after holding several meetings with top Israeli officials.
The next important step is for Hamas to say yes, and then in the coming days for all of the expert negotiators to get together to work on clear understandings on implementing the agreement.
Pressure is building on the government of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to secure the release of Israeli hostages taken by Hamas on October 7th. Blinken conveyed to him the importance of reaching a ceasefire agreement now.
With every passing day that there's not an agreement, two things can happen. One is, of course, more hostages can perish. And second, intervening events come along that may make things even more difficult, if not impossible.
Blinken said he brought up the urgency of addressing the humanitarian situation in Gaza when he met with Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. Discussions also included the possible reemergence of polio in the Gaza Strip. Palestinian health officials reported a case last week in an unvaccinated child.
We've been working on a detailed plan to make sure that those who need to be vaccinated against it can get vaccinated, and we're working with the Israeli government on that.
Blinken expects to learn Hamas's stance on the bridging proposal when he meets Tuesday with mediators from Egypt and Qatar in the coastal town of El Alamein, Egypt. Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News.
Now, thousands of Democratic Party delegates this week will meet in Chicago, Illinois, to formally nominate incumbent Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, as their official presidential ticket for 2024.
I'm here in Chicago where the Democratic National Convention kicks off today for a 4-day run. We're going to hear tonight from President Joe Biden himself. He will be speaking about his legacy, we expect, but also about what fate has brought him, how he decided, of course, to step aside for his Vice President, Kamala Harris, who's the presumptive nominee, along with her Vice President running mate, Tim Walz. It's going to be an exciting day here. We're seeing Democratic delegates and others flowing in. Right now, it's quiet because there's not much going on until tonight's big festivities, which of course includes the keynote speaking address from President Biden. It's been a whirlwind of events for the last few weeks. Things have quite turned around for the Democrats since the president decided to step aside and pass the torch on to his vice president. We're going to hear speeches from others, including Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State and wife of Bill Clinton, who is speaking later this week. Democrats that we've talked to so far are very fired up because polls lately have shown that she's ignited something with young people that has more than doubled her poll numbers where they were from just a few weeks ago, and extremely skyrocketed since President Biden was still at the top of the ticket. So they have that going for them, along with independent voters. The latest ABC Washington Post news poll that just came out not too long ago said that the independent voters have now swayed over to her side of the party and are excited about this new ticket. I'm Carol Van Dam reporting from Chicago, Illinois at the Democratic National Convention.
Sports news now, and the 22nd edition of the Federation of East Africa Schools Sports Association, FIASA Games, has entered day 2 yesterday. Now, the championship has Bukedea Comprehensive School as the main host, but with several other East Uganda locations providing facilities for the games. Take a watch.
The FIASA Games of 2024 have entered day 2 of action in all disciplines of basketball, netball, handball, football, rugby and table tennis, among others. In basketball girls, a 3x3 Seroma started with a 14-13 win over Kenya champions Butere. Nabisunsa girls also had a good 19-12 winning start over Kenya's Nasokol. While in basketball 5x5, defending champions Emery's Kitende beat Rwanda's Okesewa 58-55. St. Noah beat Kenya champion Butere 67-41, while Nabisunsa lost 55-45 to Kenya's Bulubulu. In boys basketball, defending champions Budo SS started with a win, but 3 Uganda sides, Janana, hosts Amos College, and national champions Watoto lost their first games. In boys football, defending champions Kitende started with a 2-0 win over Kenya's Highway, but hosts Amos College drew 2-2 with Kenya's Musingu, while in girls football, hosts Amos College still lost 2-0 to Kenya's champion Butere SS. In boys volleyball, hosts Bukedea Comprehensive beat Kenya's Namwere 3-0. Hilton beat Hospital Hill of Kenya 3-2, while in girls, St. Elizabeth beat Seroma 3-0, but hosts Bukedea lost 3-0 to Kenya's Kesogon. In badminton, that is being played at Mbare SS Kenya Ewalloped Progressive Secondary School 4-1, while Kibuli Senior Secondary School humiliated St. Mary's College Kisubi 5-0. Rubaga Girls School, that has players like Fajila Shamika, Olivia Chomukama, Katie Ndagiri and Joan Kimberley, got a 5-0 victory over Kenya A.
And today was day 1 and we played against Kenya. It was a good match for me personally. I won my match and I see the rest of my team is also doing quite well. We have high hopes for this championship because I feel like with me, the team might be stronger enough to win the gold medal. And hopefully we achieve that. And yeah, I trust my team to also back me up.
And that brings us to the end of this bulletin here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company. I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja Ankole segment. Learn about the fabrication of Ankole Kingdom from Nkore at the detriment of Mpororo states. What is the glue that holds together peoples of the beautiful village of milk and honey?
Ankole as a kingdom came about in 1901.
Ankole is a colonial fabrication.
And all these so small kingdoms were counties of the original Gitara.
Ruhinda Ruanjunachi,
the son of Wamara Hanjanjojo Ruhabwera,
who was a Mchwezi.
There are times when we were Pamoja, the same people.
Tuko Pamoja? Catch this in Ishaka Bushenyi at Berlin Hotel on Saturday, 31st August, and in Barra at Las Vegas Garden Hotel on Sunday, 1st September,